okay.
Yeah, Tamil Nadu.
So you have been teaching since how long?
Yeah, I've been teaching since 2005 onwards.
Oh, okay.
Now, but since 2 years, I'm at home.
Okay.
I just take some tuitions and I give some guidance for students who are interested in maths.
Okay, mathematics.
Yeah.
So which age group do you?
I have taught up to 10th standard, but mainly I like to teach the middle school students.
They are the most talkative, interactive age group.
Yeah. 6th, 7th, and 8th standard students. I have taught in Bombay, Pune, and Coimbatore. We stayed there in Mumbai, then Pune, and then recently in Coimbatore.
This profession is almost like 2 years. And I'll be.
So how are you finding the program?
Not an issue. Good evening, everybody. Today, I am Pradeep, a teacher trainer based in Bangalore. So I got 20 years of experience in the field of education. So today is a continuation of day 1 and day 2. So I'll talk the things which are very much connected to day 1 and day 2, the ideas what we discussed on these days. And the topic given to me is experiential learning. So it's a very vast topic, but I would like to limit it and give the gist of it in the time given to me, allotted to me, that is 1.5 hours. So before I begin my session, I request all of you to interact freely and participate without any hesitation. So I am not an expert in this area, but whatever I have gained out of my experience, I would like to share that with all of you. Okay. So initially I would be dealing with some theory aspect. Later on, we'll see how these things can be incorporated in our lesson plan or whatever, in our flow of lesson. So this is the idea. So today's topic is experiential learning in the light of multiple intelligences, integrated approach, and styles of learning. Okay. So the very first question I want you to answer, because you're all experienced and you know it is not a very new concept. So what is experiential learning? So you can just orally tell me instead of typing. So that would take time. So orally, anybody would like to speak on this, please feel free and interact with me. So what is experiential learning according to you? I'll give 30 seconds time. So you think and tell me.
Yes, sir. Vijay Krishna, sir, you have raised your hand. You can.
Yeah. Probably instead of teaching children something in a unidirectional way,
right,
in any information giving, just create a situation and put them through that. Either involve them or demonstrate an experiment and help them figure out by themselves whatever we might want to teach. Yeah, just guide them to discover it instead of telling it like information giving.
Very good, very good. That is a very important component of experiential learning. True. We call that as constructivism approach. So knowledge, they have to construct on their own and we have to provide that environment. That's true. Anybody would like to?
Sir.
Please, yeah.
Experiential learning, in my perspective, that is the learning through experience by participating activities, feeling.
Yes, true. So in another sense, learning by doing.
Yes, sir, learning by doing.
True, very good. I would like to hear one more participant. From one more participant.
Is it like we are giving exposure to students regarding the real life experiences?
Yeah, you have made the definition complete, madam. So, so these are the 3 important things. They are the part of experiential learning. So it is nothing but experiential learning is the process. See, we discussed all these things just now. Experiential learning is the process of learning by doing, by engaging students in hands-on and minds-on experiences and reflection. They are better able to connect theories and knowledge learned in the classroom to real world situations. So this is, in a nutshell, what is experiential learning. So I'll proceed further. So why is it important? Now I want 2 or 3 people to talk about it. See, anyway, students learn things, they write exams, they get good marks. That's it. Why do you want this? Take again 15 seconds time, think and tell me.
So experiential learning is very essential to change the knowledge, attitude, and behaviors of the learners. Maybe.
Could you come back again? There was disturbance.
Okay,
Please
sir.
repeat.
Experiential learning is very essential to change the knowledge, attitude, and behavior of the learners.
Yes. True. Agreed. Any other point?
They remember well and they understand well.
Yes. Understanding is very important part of education. So when they understand, they remember it for a long time. Nice. Anybody?
And each student has its own unique way of learning. Like each student is very creative, and maybe by this way of learning, maybe we can just pull out many of their unknown creativity, which has been hidden, which cannot be done in a theoretical manner. Maybe
Yes.
they'll be exposed to a lot of questions.
Yes.
Which they themselves they can answer.
Yes. This is what M.K. Gandhi said. So his very definition of education is this: draw the best out of students or children. Fine. So
Sure.
yeah.
So I also believe in experiential learning because in our school also we have many programs which is related to experiential learning. Every year the students they travel far and wide in different parts of Nepal to know about the geography, to know about the culture, tradition, and not only Nepal, they go to the foreign countries also to exchange their customs, traditions. They see it, they know it. So rather than what we learn in the book is far more good. It's more of a knowledge while visiting places.
Yes.
See with your eyes, when you see it, you can feel it, you can touch it, and you can also write about the experiences. So I believe in experiential learning, and in our school, we believe in experiential learning, sir.
Nice. Thank you, madam. Absolutely right. So we'll move on. So I'm sorry I can't give opportunity to all due to time constraint. And just nice. I'm very happy that you gave me wonderful points. Now, this is in general. There are some obstacles to provide this experiential learning. We all believe that it is needed and it is very important and it is very crucial in learning process. But there are some obstacles which I don't want to discuss, but I would like to just highlight those things. So we'll discuss how to overcome these things. That's my point. So the first thing what I have noticed is it's syllabus and exam driven system. You have huge syllabus and examination is given very important position in the education field, and they think that is the final. So as a result of that, there is a pressure on teachers as well as students, and they think this experiential learning is not very practical. Conditioned way of teaching. I don't say all, but majority in general, you could see the teachers are conditioned in a way that they teach lessons in the class, and it is very difficult for them to change, accept new things and new ideas. So that is the reason why we have issues with experiential learning, in providing experiential learning. So why that? Because they are in the comfort zone. So when they are in the comfort zone, so it is, they're happy there. They're teaching, they're giving the notes, children are doing well, parents are happy. What more they want? So when this comfort is there, it's very difficult for the teachers to come out of it and explore new ideas and possibilities. Maybe that might be the reason for it's a handicap for this experiential learning. See, this I have seen. So I don't say teachers you all do that, but I have seen, see this, to provide experiential learning, a lot of preparation and planning is needed. So if they lack in that, so that commitment, dedication, love towards the profession, that is lacking. So you can't provide that thing in the class. And the most important thing is the workshop scenarios. I have seen teachers, they participate well, they say it was wonderful, but when they go to classroom, they don't try out, they don't experiment and try new things in the class. And also the reflection ability among the teachers is not that good, especially in our part of the world. So they think that they are doing well. That's the attitude they carry with them. So as a result of that, so we have some issues in implementing experiential learning. Now, I can list hundreds of such things, but now the question is, how can we, as teachers, or we call teachers as facilitators, so how can we as facilitators ensure experiential learning? So I want you to focus on the other aspect of it instead of just sitting there and discussing the problems. We know the problems are there. So what are your ideas? How can we overcome these problems and give opportunity for our students to enjoy experiential learning? So now I'll give you 1 minute time to please think, reflect, and share your ideas with the whole group. So you please take time and then you can speak. Again, 3 or 4 can speak.
Jai
Yeah.
Shri Ram, Namaste.
Please, namaste.
Yeah, I'm Sudha Prasad here.
Please share your point.
Experiential learning. So, as the obstacle itself gives a solution.
Okay.
So, the first is that syllabus and exam-driven system.
Yes.
So, I think if this system, if we try to come out of the system, or the school, if it provides little bit of freedom,
Flexibility.
or,
Yes, yes.
flexibility, exactly, to the teacher. So probably little bit of this experiential learning. I mean, what learning by doing and all that, we can implement that.
Yes, yes.
So
True.
definitely
True. So the management needs to, the school management needs to think in this direction. I have seen schools given some freedom and flexibility to teachers. There the teachers have done a good job. Good job. So Divyashri, changing the evaluation process and open book examination, yes, the government is thinking of that now. Anyway, it's a good idea. Good idea. Yeah. Anybody? Any other thoughts?
Yes, sir, one thing is like, I mean, if we look at this problem as like a system is going to be what it is, let's assume for the time
Yes,
being.
sir. True. Very true.
Very difficult to change government, board and all.
Correct.
But at a school level, if we can, I mean, buy in the confidence of the parents and the children to understand the importance of this and say that, don't worry if you don't get 100% marks, 80% is okay.
Yes.
It is not that. So make them experience the benefit or the holistic gains that come out of this way of learning. True. And the way children enjoy, and the parent-teacher meeting and all, win their confidence that don't worry if their marks are going to be low, but what is happening is good. Win this confidence.
That's a very, very valid point. Actually, when you do all these things in the classroom, children carry this to home. They communicate good things about the school, and that itself will solve so many problems. Okay, that's the thought behind this. Good one, good one. So one more I'll take and proceed further. One more.
Sir, is this experiential learning similar to that of Montessori?
Yes. Montessori is experiential. Undoubtedly, it's experiential learning. Yes. That is hands-on. More hands-on and minds-on activities are there in the Montessori, and that is experiential learning. That is why you could see some difference See, the children coming up from the Montessori and the regular schools, there you could find a difference there in their approach and how they analyze such things. True. Okay. Thank you. So I'll proceed.
I would like to add one more point over here.
Yeah.
I think our traditional education system was a little bit of hands-on.
Yes,
I think it was because what I understand is maybe they were not very good at theory. I mean, our grandparents, but practically they knew, you know,
yes,
what.
Yes. So without the knowledge of mathematics, they were able to solve the problems at home, the financial things and other things, the accounting, they did really well. So that was there. Yes. Thank you. Now we'll move forward. Okay. Yeah. So to provide that experiential learning, as teachers, we need some qualities. Of course, yesterday sir listed the 5 qualities of a teacher. So most of the things are repeated. But what I feel is there are 5 C's, ABC, 5 C's, which I feel are very important for a teacher to prepare himself or herself to provide experiential learning. I list it's like this. So the first thing is, you want to provide experiential learning for the students, you should have mastery over the content. So you should know in depth what is there, the right and left of the content. And it is not only confined to the textbook or the syllabus, what is given there. So that is very, very important. As teachers, you need to expand that, your knowledge, and come out of the textbook. See, how do you come out of the textbook? The very important quality all of us should have is curiosity. We should look at each and everything in and around us through curious eyes. So always we should have that curiosity of a child. See, child will have a lot of curiosity. It will ask questions. So the same curiosity, if we carry that curiosity, definitely it will push us towards acquiring more knowledge. And when you acquire more knowledge, you can provide experiential learning. So when you acquire knowledge, and you know, the next thing is you will definitely get the creative thinking. So that's the third stage. So you got the knowledge and you are very curious. When you are curious, the curious people definitely will have creative thinking and they think differently. When you think differently, changes take place. A new thing is formed, new idea is formed, new activity can be designed. So creative thinking is very, very crucial. Then whatever we do, we should do with clarity. So the clarity is nothing but what do you expect out of the students from a given activity, or what is the objective of that activity. So if you have that clarity, you can do good things in the class. Then the last part is communication. So how you communicate with the students, that is a very, very important thing. So I think the day one, Purnima ma'am had discussed, and also sir yesterday, gentle communication and constructive feedback after the activity is done. So that will help teachers a lot. So I emphasize on 5 C's: content knowledge, curiosity, creative thinking, clarity of thought, and communication. So there are so many other qualities also. For me, I consider these are very, very important for a teacher or a facilitator to provide experiential learning. And just move on. Now, in the beginning, I told my session, I would like to connect experiential learning with 2-3 aspects. So multiple intelligences, learning styles, and integrated approach. Now, I don't know how many of you are aware of this. Maybe most of you know it. Anyway, we'll watch a video now on multiple intelligences, and later we'll come back. So I want all of you to carefully watch the video now. Please watch this video.
So when you think of
Yeah.
intelligence,
Sorry.
you normally think of the one intelligence that most people refer to, and that is intellectual intelligence. And Howard Gardner says there are actually multiple types of intelligence, and I'm going to go through them with this video. Now, the first is called logical mathematical intelligence, and this is basically what you think of when you think of intellectual intelligence. This would be stuff like logic, or if you're good at taking tests, you will probably have pretty high logical mathematical intelligence. This also has to do a lot with critical thinking and making and reading graphs, as well as organization. If you like to organize your stuff and keep it very organized and are good at organizing it, then you probably have very high logical mathematical intelligence. Now, the second one is called verbal linguistic. And if you have high verbal linguistic intelligence, you're probably good at saying that word. You are good at poems, you are good at rhyming words, finding words that rhyme, you are good at reading and writing, and you're good at learning other languages. You learn them pretty quickly compared to other people. And you're probably great at turning a little tiny story into a huge, fascinating story that can enthrall an entire room. The third is interpersonal. And interpersonal intelligence would be like understanding other people's emotions, understanding what the social etiquette and norms are of this situation. You have to be able to be good at reception to other people's moods and what motivates them. If you are a business administrator and you're good at motivating someone, you probably have pretty high interpersonal intelligence. If you're a good leader or just a manager in general, and you can coordinate work with other people, you are probably really intelligent in this interpersonal field. The fourth is body kinesthetic, which means you are good at handling and maneuvering your own body. You can handle objects skillfully and basically move them around however you want them to, as well as your body. People that are very intelligent in the body kinesthetic field are dancers, actors, soldiers, and even many sports athletes. The fifth is musical intelligence, and this is associated with rhythmic and harmonic music. Being able to interpret sounds, rhythms and tones and pitches, and being able to understand them on a level that most people can't understand. If you're good at this, you could probably compose or at least play an instrument. The next is visual spatial, and this is like basically how well can you visualize something in your mind's eye? How well can you think of something in your mind? And another example of this would be how well can you get through a maze? Can you see it in your mind's eye where you're at in the maze or a cornfield? And Gardner went so far as to say that this could even be used as to judging distances, or how well can you read a map? The next type of intelligence is called intrapersonal intelligence. And this is different from interpersonal intelligence. Intrapersonal intelligence is more about how you understand yourself. Are you self-aware? Do you know what feelings you are feeling, what emotions go through your mind when you're in certain situations? How well can you control your thoughts and actions and feelings in general? You know your strengths and weaknesses. And the last, which came out a couple years after Howard Gardner came out with his multiple intelligences theory, is called natural intelligence, naturalistic intelligence. And this has to do with being able to recognize stuff in the real world, basically flowers and trees and anything that's living. Hunters and fishermen are pretty intelligent in the naturalistic field. So are chefs and botanists that can grow plants. And basically anyone that is learned in any biological science is pretty intelligent in the naturalistic field. Anyways, my next video is going to be how you can improve these, how you can become a better person through improving each one of these.
Yeah, that's the end of video.
So when you think of intelligence, you normally think of the one intelligence.
So I'll move on. We'll just go to next slide. So I hope everybody watched the video and you got some idea about multiple intelligences. Can anyone tell me what did you understand from the video? Think for a while and can respond to my question. What did you understand from the video?
Yeah, one thing that comes to my mind is, usually we'll be good at one of these forms of intelligence, and we'll just try to stick to that. And
Right.
yeah, so I felt upon listening to this, at least I felt good that I'm aware of the other types now, and we should work on at least having basic knowledge of the other types of intelligence and practice them consciously.
Fine, sir. Good point. Anybody? One more opinion.
Okay, sir, I'm remembering the Purnima ma'am line, that is, no two brains are alike.
Exactly. Yeah. And some people are good in one area and some are in other areas. So that is not, no need to brand them. That's the idea. True. Yeah. So now these are 8 intelligences you just watched in the video. Once again, I would like to, I want all of you to look at this slide. And if you have anything to ask about the multiple intelligences, you please feel free to ask a question. Otherwise, we'll move on to the next task based on a multiple intelligences. Have you understood the 8 types? So it's visually presented there. So bodily kinesthetic, interpersonal, verbal linguistic, logical and math, naturalist, intrapersonal, visual and spatial, musical. So people with these abilities are also called music smart, body smart, people smart, word smart, logic smart, nature smart, and self smart. Okay. Now, if you have any queries on this or you need any clarifications, please ask me. Otherwise, we'll just move on to the next task.
Yeah, I would like to ask one question.
Yeah. Yes, please.
So now that we know, we have these kind of multiple intelligence.
Yes.
Now, in case from a very young age, is it possible, like, I help a child to, maybe he is good at musical intelligence.
Yes.
But maybe I can introduce him to, okay, why don't you try the words,
Yes, nothing wrong, nothing wrong. See, then my next activity will focus on that. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Next activity will focus, nothing wrong with that. Oh, okay, that's the thing. So we'll move on. So I want you to reflect on your own personality, and you look at the diagram given there. Share what you are good at among these intelligences. So you take 2 minutes, you analyze yourself. So you are doing intrapersonal now. So you have to analyze yourself and tell me what you are good at among these intelligences. I would like to hear it from 4 or 5 people. Please take time. I give 2 minutes for you to do this task. Just think of the areas you are good at and correlate that with the type of intelligence.
The success of this activity itself, we need one intelligence.
So, what is that? That is intrapersonal. So all are intrapersonal. That's fine. Yeah, please think in this direction and tell me. Definitely, you will get some.
Yes.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sudha, madam, would you like to speak, please?
No, it's okay if she wants to speak,
Yeah,
because I'm the only one.
Yeah, please.
It shouldn't.
Yeah.
So for me, it's this verbal linguistic.
Good. Okay, you are good at verbal. And one more.
Yes, sir.
What
And
else?
this intrapersonal also, sir.
Fine. That's great. That's great. Okay, next. Anybody?
Yes, I would consider myself as a interpersonal first, so that I would rate myself.
Correct.
Then later on, I go with the musical and then bodily kinesthetic. I mean, maybe not now, but yeah, during my school days, I mean, when I just
No, that
recollect.
will be there. That will be there.
Yeah, yeah. So I would consider these three as my potentials.
Good, good, good. Anybody?
I consider myself as logical naturalistic.
Fine, fine. What else, madam? One more. Tell me one more.
Intrapersonal.
Good, good, good. One more person I want. I want one more person to speak.
Good. I would like to speak. So I think I consider myself, except for the logical, natural, and visual. Except for these things, I think I'm good in other things.
Fine, 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 fine. That's good. That's good. So there is something. Bhuvan said body kinesthetic and musical. Fine, that's nice. Okay. So what did you? What we can conclude from this activity? So what is the conclusion from this activity? Each one of you said, I am good at this, I am good at that. So what is the conclusion from this activity?
We are mix of a few of the intelligences.
Yes. So you will have a mix of all these intelligences. Of course, you will have all. That is what Gardner says. So nobody is zero. See, I may be good at music, but I may not be that good with respect to logical and mathematical. But I will have that ability. And all are intelligent. So that's the underlining thing from this. See, each one of us, we have two or we have all or at least a few of them predominantly, and nobody is zero. So when you go for this test, it is available. You can take self assessment or self test on this. You will get the result. You are not zero. So the conclusion would be in your class. Yeah, someone wanted to. Yeah.
I guess each and everyone is good at this intrapersonal. I mean, introspection of oneself. I think this everyone must be good at that.
Yes, yes. Teachers, especially teachers,
yeah,
they must be good at that. So that will help you to reflect. Otherwise, you won't reflect.
True.
So that's the idea. So my idea of showing this is, so as teachers or as facilitators, we need to recognize these intelligences and do not brand children as less intelligent, more intelligent. We call Buddhu or something, a failed one, slow learner. All those things are not correct. They are not true. They are not true. So when we consider all these things, you will get a bigger picture. But unfortunately, our education system will focus only on 2 or 3, logic and world. So these are the two things they are given more importance, unfortunately. So we'll proceed further. Now I have 3 scenarios. I want all of you to just go through these scenarios and tell me why this happens in the class. See, some of you are regular teachers, and some of you are interacting with students. You have got sufficient experience, and tell me why this happens. I want you to just go through these 3 scenarios and tell me what might be the reason for this. So all students in the class do not pay equal attention or show interest. Some show interest when you present a picture or video or take a model into the class. Some students prefer lab activities, hands-on tasks, than reading and writing. Why this?
Just because, as you said, like there are various types of intelligences. Maybe each one of the child, maybe it heads towards one of them. So maybe that's the reason.
So that's the reason. Yes, 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 yes. So the style of learning varies from person to person. That is the reason for that. Anybody would like to add?
I think this is because there are, in a classroom, there are various types of learners, like some might be the audio visual learners, and some might be
Very
like
good. Very good.
kinesthetic learners. So because of that reason.
Exactly, exactly. You're right. So that is the reason, and we have three types of learning styles basically. So that is the reason why some show attention when you do that activity in the class or when you show something in the class. So there are three types of learners. That's the answer. And it is connected to multiple intelligences also. So we have auditory learners, we have visual learners, and we have kinesthetic learners. I usually do this in my regular workshop. This is auditory, this is visual, and this is kinesthetic learners. So what do you understand by auditory learners?
They are the learners who especially learn by listening to different sounds.
Yes, 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 yes. What about visual learners?
By watching.
Fine, fine. They would like to watch something. So they would like to see. They are visual. Can you tell me something about kinesthetic learners?
And they learn by doing things.
Yes, yes. Someone said we take them to the place where the things are going on and actually we allow them to do it. So that will help kinesthetic learners. And they would be very active in the class. You ask them to sit at one place, they won't. So this is about the challenge we have in the class. There are three types of learners, and there are other types also broadly classified under auditory, visual, and kinesthetic. Now we have to design our plan in such a way that would cater to the needs of all these learners. That is the challenge we have. Now we'll move on. So the third thing I took today, I wanted to discuss is about integrated approach in teaching and learning process. So yesterday you got an idea of that. Can anyone elaborate that idea? In yesterday's session, this was addressed. So I request someone to speak now before I present my definition of integrated approach.
Yesterday, the issue of environment was taken, and sir explained that, like, how this environment could be not. It's not only a part of just science or
Correct.
social. It can
Correct.
be included
Correct.
in mathematics.
That's it. Correct.
Okay, language.
Yes.
I mean all the aspects.
All the yes. So environment can be integrated with all the subjects. So that is what sir told. So that exactly is integrated approach in teaching and learning process. So here is the definition. So it refers to breaking of subject barriers, ensuring unification of different subjects and experiences while facilitating learning of a theme or while facilitating a theme or a topic. So a topic or a theme can be connected to all subjects, all the subjects. So this is called multidisciplinary thing. So the present education policy of India, the new one, has laid emphasis on multidisciplinary and integrated approach. So the things are going on in this direction. So we have to take the proper shape. Now we'll focus keeping a lesson in mind and how these multiple intelligences, learning styles, integrated approach, and whatever the brain-based things, the brain-based learning discussed by Purnima Madam on day 1. And I am going to present a sample lesson on the topic rain. Why I took rain? Because it's universal, and so we can pitch this to any level. So with that idea, I took this topic, and also the rainy season is fast approaching our place. So that's the reason why I took it. So now let us examine this. So I hope this exercise will give you some idea of how these things, whatever we have discussed so far, can be incorporated in teaching and learning. So this is not the final, but this is just a sample. So in between also, I will ask you to interact and do small tasks. So kindly do that, right? So the sample lesson is rhyme. See, as a teacher, I go to class, or I call them outside and play rain related songs, or even I can sing a song. I ask students to sing a song. So it could be from folk. See, in our part, we have many songs that are connected to rain. So it could be a poem written by an eminent poet, or there are so many movies where the rainfall thing has appeared and you have a beautiful song there. Why can't you ask your children to sing that and enjoy that song? So that is one thing. And another thing, I don't know whether you're looking my thing. So we have a tapping fingers. We play a clap. We call that as rain clap. So we start with index finger. We tap like this, and we slowly go to the middle finger, and we tap 2, then ring finger, then the last one, and again come back. So 3, 2, 1, and stop. So we do such things in the class. Now my question is, what is the MI or multiple intelligence addressed in this activity? Can anyone tell me? I hope I understand what I said.
Musical and rhythmic.
Exactly. So we do this, it is connected to music and musical intelligence or rhythm. Now we'll move on. See, in social science, we use a lot of maps and globe and all such things, and we show the map and ask them some questions. So we call that as map reading tasks. So that is given. So we give a picture and ask them to analyze it, explain the picture. What did you understand from the picture? Or we show a video clipping and ask them to note down key points, what they saw there or what they observed there. And we also ask them to draw a map or some diagram related to rain. Now we do all these things. This is connected to another intelligence. What is that?
Visualization.
Pardon? Visual. Yes, it is visual. Good. So it is, see, we talked about visual and spatial intelligence. So that is this. So this is also visual. This is also visual. When, see, instead of teacher explaining everything, if you show this diagram, of course it is not very clear. If you show this diagram, you ask children to explore it, they do well. Okay. This is again, I think the present condition is like this, the atmospheric condition in West Bengal and Nepal. So this is the cyclone approaching. This is not the exact photo. Now, please go through these questions. Please go through these questions. Please go through these questions. I'll just join 1 minute time. I'll join. Yeah, sorry. Now I hope you read the questions. So why do we see white clouds and gray clouds? You have two types. At times we see white clouds and gray at times. Will aircrafts flying at 10 meters height become wet by the rain? Additional question could be, from what height does the raindrops fall? See, we have Arabian Sea common to Saudi Arabia and India. Why India gets more rain compared to Saudi Arabia? Why monsoon rain always occurs in a definite path? What if it changes the direction? And how will that affect India and Nepal? Why do we observe hailstones falling mainly during summer rains? See, we don't see afterwards. In India, we see only during summer rains. Why is it in our part? How is rainbow created? See, can we hold it and play as imagined in the stories? See, there are many stories where we can go there and slide there and hold it, take colors from it. Is it possible? What are your ideas to avoid rain floods in big cities? See, in Indian cities, when you have rain, you have that problem there. So these are some of the questions as a teacher we need to discuss in the class. Okay? I'm not going to discuss about the answers for these questions. So I'm just focusing on the types of questions and what is the mental process going on in the child when we ask such questions, or how is this connected to multiple intelligences? Can anyone tell me which part of multiple intelligence is addressed here?
Logical and
exactly, sir. Logical and math. Logical and math. So it is not that how the things are. You organize the points and you analyze why that why thing is logical. So we do this in the class, and I request teachers to do this more in the class. So when you have curiosity, you can develop such questions. So these are all just sample questions which I have made here for the presentation. This is 100% logical. So you have this. We give this graph and ask, find out average rainfall. Analyze graph, or in the newspaper you may get a weather report. You analyze it, or convert millimeters into centimeters, etc. All these tasks are related to a particular domain. Which is that? Yeah, Vijay sir would like to say something. Of course, I am repeating. So you show data and ask them to interpret. You ask them to calculate all such things. Yeah,
mathematical, right?
Sure. This is math. So logical and mathematical.
Visual.
Yeah. So especially in the lower classes, I don't say even in the higher classes, children enjoy some activities, physical activities, the action songs, making of a paper boat, and you allow them to play in the rain. That's the best thing you can do with parents' permission, of course. So all these things will come under which area?
Kinesthetic?
Yes.
Body
kinesthetic. Yes, body and kinesthetic. So I have seen schools where they allow children to do this. During the rainy season, they encourage students to wear raincoat and go and play in the rain. That itself is a very fantastic experience for the students. Yeah, you look at these two pictures. Please look at these two pictures. Create dialogues, or you give the task, describe the picture, and do vocabulary tasks based on that to make a list of 10 words looking at this picture, or compare two images and why this has happened. So such things. What are these?
This is verbal linguistic.
100%, absolutely. This is verbal and language task. So you can do this. Yeah. This is a very important component. How can we conserve rainwater? In the rainy season, we have abundant water, we enjoy, but afterwards we suffer. How can that problem be solved? How do you take care of plants during dry days? Even there is no rain, how do you take care of plants? How can you ensure that clean rainwater flows through our drain systems? We have seen all water mixing and flowing there and causing havoc. So how that problem can be solved? How can we avoid acid rain? See, I think all of you know what is acid rain. So how can we avoid that? All these things will come under a particular component of multiple intelligences. What is that?
Naturalistic.
Exactly. So this is how you can bring in what yesterday said in his address. So natural intelligence or nature smart will cater to the environmental sustainability, what Sir spoke yesterday. So that's it. Then I want all of you to just close your eyes for 10 seconds or 15 seconds and recall the memories of rainy, your experiences of a rainy day. Just do it, and I want one of you to speak on that. Just close your eyes for 15 seconds. Think of a rainy day. You had a great experience. And I want you to speak on that. One of you. Yeah.
It's a blissful experience, and I just forget everything else at that moment and
yes.
just enjoy the raindrops. Yeah.
Fine. So had a cup of coffee, sir. Your hand.
Yeah.
I had pakoda also.
Okay. Nice. So this is what did you do now? So this is related to another intelligence, that is intrapersonal, and also you share. So you share your rain experiences and observation with your friends. See, when you closed your eyes, that is intrapersonal. So when you shared your observation, that is interpersonal, which is important. So for students, both are important. They should be intrapersonal and also interpersonal. We talk about brain is social. So what does it mean? So when we work together, the brain will function in a better way. So that is why we insist on pair work, group work, such things in the class. So it is interpersonal when you share your experiences or observations. So these are the ways in which you can connect your lesson to multiple intelligences, and a task of this kind would help them to explore rain better. So prepare a rain gauge, measure the rainfall at your place for a week, collect the data and represent it graphically, write an interpretation. Tell me, what are the different subjects addressed in this activity? And even the brain-based thing, multiple intelligences. Let's look at the activity. Which are the subjects integrated here?
Visual, then mathematical.
Yeah, you have visual, you have mathematical, then
natural.
Natural, yes, of course, you have to observe the nature and enjoy the beauty of it. Next. And write an interpretation.
Smart.
Yes, even kinesthetic. They have to prepare rain gauge. So it's a simple rain gauge that can be done by anybody. So the kinesthetic. So you design in an activity in such a way that, of course, you can't cover the entire thing. You see to it that at least 4 or 5 components or elements are there. Now, I'll just move on. Here is a recap activity on what we did so far, but this is not the end of my presentation. Still I have, so I'm just doing it. Please look at the 8 sentences given there. I think you can read it yourself. I want you to pick any one sentence and give your share your thought on that. Looking at the sample lesson plan, you have to recall the sample lesson plan and do this activity. Okay, so I'll give you 2 minutes time to go through these sentences, incomplete sentences, and I want you to complete it. pick any one of your choice. Okay. Which one, Bhuvan, sir? You said visual. Which one is visual? Can you just type that? You said visual, the first one? Yes, yes, yes. An activity.
I wrote that previously, sir, not for this slide.
Okay, sorry. I am not good at technology. I see later.
Okay, sir. Okay, no problem.
Okay. Yeah, I think you can start now. Anybody? So usually in schools, we don't call anybody. We have to name the students. But here, unfortunately, it is not a direct workshop, so we have to say anybody. So don't say this in your regular intervention with students, regular classes.
Okay, sir. May I start?
Please, yes.
Okay, an activity which helps visual learner is. So on this topic, yeah, first of all, we can present different view about that, the map, globe to the students, and we can ask them to draw the different map of the continent, their country, their districts. In this way, first of all, we can demonstrate the video, then we can ask to do the activities according to the video.
Yes, and more now we are doing online, so more of that visual. I think we are all using more of that now. Yeah.
Okay, I would like to pick up the second point. So since I conduct math, that's my subject.
Yes.
So what I would do is, since I conduct classes for primary level, so the thought just came to my mind was I would pick up this measurement. When I say measurement, and with the topic rain, I would probably, ask if it's a second or a third grade, maybe draw the raindrops, and then that measurements, maybe one will be a tiny, smaller one, a little bigger one.
Yes.
A little bigger than that. So I would probably ask a child to, measure what is the difference now, that centimeters and millimeters.
Yes.
So probably that concept I would.
That is math. Correct, man. Correct. Yeah. One more person I would like to give opportunity.
I would like to pick number 6.
Okay.
So in the lesson presented, there was like real life connection where we were asked to close our eyes and remember about
your own experience.
Our own experience. And I think the second one was also like taking a rain gauze and doing the measurement of the amount of. I think those two were
and also newspaper data. So we may ask them to work on the newspaper data. All these three are.
So I think in the, what next we could do is like why rainfall is important. Like how we could connect the real world situation in other way was like we can also talk with our students about like why rainwater is important for the agriculture system, for paddy plantation, and maybe we could also take our kids to watch the field.
Correct. Right.
So I would like to go with point number 3.
Okay.
I would like to go with point number 3. It's because if we talk about language, for example, if I give children to write a book report, so if I ask them to make a book report on pizza, so if we have different slices of pizza, and in that book report they can write the different factors, and once they write the book report on pizza, they can also make a research on how, when, where, why, who about pizza. So that way they'll have the research project as well regarding pizza. So I think that's going to be a creative activity as well.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you. So I'll move on and just move on. Yeah. Now take 3 minutes, and I gave one example. I am sure that you all know in the students' environment, time being. So because students are at home now, there are several materials available that can facilitate learning. I want you to just make a list of few such materials available in the students' environment at present home, because we are in the pandemic. So that can enhance learning. Please do this activity. I give 2 minutes for this, and you have to take one example and explain to me that how that particular material or thing can be used to teach a concept in your subject. Fine. So you just think of a few materials available at home that we can connect to the learning.
Okay, what is the topic? Is rain is a topic?
No. This is general. So I have come out of that rain now. So it is general. You can think of your own idea. You can plan the materials which are available at home to suit the learning of your subject. That will suit the learning of your subject.
Probably I would like to ask them to, maybe grass, wood, glass, and leaves. Maybe the dried leaves which would have fallen from the trees. Probably the task which I would assign is they can make a list of degradable and biodegradable.
Exactly. Very nice idea. So you have so many materials at home.
Yeah.
Let them pick few of the materials and then experiment and try which one is degradable and which one is not degradable, and write a conclusion. A wonderful activity that children can do.
Yeah.
Fine. Good. Next.
May I say?
Yeah, please.
The different materials available in the kitchen of our kids, like turmeric, maybe sugar, salt.
Yeah.
They can take water, oil, and they can prepare the homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture in science.
Yes.
Identify that.
Yes. We usually take things to classroom, but they have the opportunity at home. They are there, so this can be done. Wonderful idea. Good. Thank you. One more.
Okay, I would use the blocks to teach multiplication.
Yes.
So can be used.
Yeah.
And and one more online game. I think this we had tried actually in our Gurukulam. It's like we had organized an event where the child was asked to pick up 3 shapes which are triangle in objects, and they have to bring it within given time and show it.
It will be like a game.
Yeah, it's like a game and something like that. So based on concepts.
Yes, they can identify shapes at home.
Yes.
So many shapes there. Regular shapes, irregular shapes, straight lines, curved lines. All those concepts can be addressed. It's a very interesting activity for the students. Yeah, one more person I'll give a chance, and then I'll move on, because I'm looking at the watch.
Yeah, they can get different things from their kitchen surrounding their house, like the living things, non-living things, plants, and so on others.
Yes.
And then different solid and liquid items. They can
classify solids and liquids available at home. They can do.
Yes, sure. In this way, we can assign different works.
Yes, you talked about the living organism. There are so many living organisms at home. So you can ask the child to observe the behavior of one particular living organism and note down things. Even
if they have the different type of the domestic animals, we can classify about the mammals and so on others.
And even they can talk about the communication, how these animals communicate with other animals. Okay. Yeah, nice. Now I have a sample, so I'll take you through that sample. Of course, I'll skip this. Integrated task for the students in the similar lines what you thought. So I have taken the theme as food. Food is the theme. So I'm just going to present a few activities that can be done under this theme that is food. So prepare a recipe card of any dish or a video presentation of the food preparation children can do at home. Make a list of 15 to 20 grocery and other items stored in the kitchen. Identify the measuring units of those items. See whether that is measured in kilograms, grams, liters, or pieces. See, we call 1 piece, 2 piece. See, coconut we get in pieces. And also banana we speak in dozens, that is 12 in number. So that thing they can do. Take a photograph of the food item prepared at home and find out ingredients used to prepare that and its nutritional value. So they have to just find out and write. Identify an ingredient from the food prepared at home. Watch the process of its production. Represent that on a flow chart and make a list of items that can be prepared using that particular ingredient. Say, for example, you have a dish, wheat is used there, or you have used any vegetable there. Ask children, how did we get that? They have to make a flow chart. So that is a graphic organizer. They have to make a flow chart, and also that particular ingredient, wheat or any vegetable, how that is used in preparation of other food items. So that can be given as a task to them. Look at the calorie chart. So you provide a calorie chart. Ask the child to calculate the calorie of food taken by the child on a single day. Maybe the child can work out it for a week. List eco-friendly practices that you see in the kitchen. Recommend changes if needed. See, there are so many things we do at kitchen. How many are eco-friendly? How many are harmful to the environment? So we can just ask this task for the students and they do it. See, if you are using more of plastic and such things, that's bad. Still you have pour hot coffee or tea into different types of glasses: steel, paper, mud, ceramic. Close the cups with small plates for 3 minutes and test the warmness of the tea or coffee in all these cups and write a conclusion. Which cup can hold the heat and which not. So that activity can be given. Conduct a survey on favorite type of food in your neighborhood. How many of them like sweet? How many of them like spicy food? So present that on a pie chart. Mathematics is addressed there. So again, to their real life. Circle the food items in the newspaper advertisement that is usually bought by your mother. See, the newspaper, you could see so many items given as advertisement. So ask your mother, which one do you use frequently? Circle those food items and ask your mother what is the quantity required per month. And the mother will say, note down the price of that and calculate the total cost involved in preparing that food or preparing food in the kitchen for a month's time. So something like that can be done. Create a design using impressions of vegetables. So you can cut the vegetables and create cut the vegetable, apply color, and you can create the imprints of that on a white sheet. So the artistic part of it can be tried out. Or what do you call it? Vegetable cutting or something, it's there. Write a poem on any food item, compose music to it and sing. So if you're fond of a particular dish, create a poem on that. Compose music and sing. That can be done. You can involve your family members also to sing along with you. So these are some of the things. And one more, the last one is very important. Watch a video on how to eat food table manners. I'm talking about table manners, and write do's and don'ts. So they'll create a poster or whatever, do's and don'ts. Even they can draw the pictures there. This is about integrated tasks on the topic or on the theme food. One more, I'll give an example before I wind up. So let's talk about vehicle. That is the theme. So what can be done? Watch the vehicle movement on a particular day for 10 minutes. Note down the types. Types in the sense car, bus, or two-wheeler, cycle, bicycle, something like that. Eco-friendly vehicles. How many were eco-friendly? How many were not? And the total vehicles, etc. And present data on a bar graph. So how many bikes? How many cars? How many bicycles? Such things. And you can have one more graph. How many? What is the percentage of eco-friendly and what is not? In just 10 minutes of your observation. Next thing could be, based on the data, predict the average vehicle movement on the road per day and justify your number. So you may give a number, 100 vehicles. How did you arrive at that? So let the child explain that. And the child has to calculate the movement of vehicle during night will be less compared to daytime. Note down the numbers. See, I'm talking about the number plate. Note down the numbers. In India, we have 4 digits. I don't know how many are there in other parts. So we have 4-digit numbers. Note down the numbers of at least 10 vehicles. Write these numbers in words for a lower class. Put those numbers in ascending order or conduct divisibility test by 2 and 5 on that. So that's the task. Do the pencil sketch of an interesting vehicle that you saw during your observation. So if you see any interesting vehicle passing by, you can just imagine that and draw your own sketch. Design your own vehicle model based on your observations and give a name for that. Create an advertisement. Share your experiences of traveling in a particular vehicle. You can make a video. So you can make a video of that and send it to your teacher. Observe any 2 bikes parked or it is available there and note down similarities and differences part by part. Mimic the sounds of vehicles or play dumb charades on the topic with your friend or family member. Dumb charades is nothing but you just do the actions. Your friend will identify the concept. So when you say this, what is the thing? Did you see my action? What is this?
Is it running?
Yeah, running. But I'm talking about the vehicle. I'm talking about the vehicle.
Train.
Yeah?
Is it train?
Train.
Yes, yes, train. Yes, exactly. Something like that. So what could be this? Are you looking at my actions? I don't know.
Airplane.
Yeah. So something like that, they can play with each other and talk about that. So it is not just identifying, and talk 1 or 2 sentences about that. That will help your students. Prepare a collage or mind map on the vehicles that you saw during your observations. You collect the pictures of that. Prepare a collage. No, collage is nothing but the mix. You mix the pictures and represent that in an artistic way. So you can do that and also develop a mind map on vehicles. Why some vehicles have green plates? See, green number plates. Which type of vehicle would you prefer to own? Electric or petrol? Justify your answer. So this is again the environment thing I have addressed here. So why the green plate? Green plates, nothing but they are electric vehicles. Now the one more thing is there. I'll skip this due to time. Now, if you have any questions on today's session, we can address. And yeah, so you just take 1 minute time, write down what are the things you learned, and you have to tell me that also. And at the same time, if you have any questions, you can ask that also. So I give you 1 minute time. So please note down one thing you learned in today's my presentation. And if you have any questions, even I welcome that. So please take 1 minute time. Now it's 6:50, so 6:51. I'll ask you to share your views.
Pradeep sir?
Yeah, yes, sir. Please.
It's really good to see that you have worked on different themes in detail.
Thank
so
you.
how many themes have you worked on like this? You just showed us.
Yeah, three. But I do my lesson plans keeping in mind all these things.
Okay.
I go by 5E's methodology, that is constructivism approach. So I have helped teachers in this way. So I design lesson plans for them, and I also discuss lesson plans with them, keeping in mind all these things to provide the holistic approach to that content or the concept.
Yeah. It would be good, I think, if you can frame such kind of questions on many topics. You think of many topics and get hands-on kind of thing.
True.
So that when we have such workshops and training, we can share a few topics. Yeah, thank you, sir.
And this can be done by anybody, sir. As they think in that direction, they get so many ideas, and it can be done. So I do that. So thank you.
Yeah, no, but I was thinking whether you have really done a detailed plan of
no, not in this way. In another form I have done. That is 5E's lesson.
Okay.
So I don't mind sharing that with you. Thank you.
Yeah, first of all, it was a very interactive session, I would like to add.
Thank you.
So I think this approach, I think most of the talking was done by the viewers, or rather the learners.
Yes.
So I think this learner-centric approach is really good.
Yeah, that should be the thing. So see, if I had the opportunity to interact directly, it would have been still engaging one. Unfortunately, I could not do it.
No, I know it was really interesting, and that we didn't, that 1.5 hours of time actually, we didn't. At least I could not make out. I was always thinking, okay, what next? So and how you introduced the concept, so that was really good. Like, you just didn't just bombard into a concept. You gave an example, then you asked us to think about it.
Yes.
And then together we came to a solution.
Yes,
I think
that is how we have to design it.
Yes, and that is how I think from the beginning till the end you have maintained that. So that is really nice.
Thank you.
So that is what even I think I'll take away from your session.
Good. Thank you. Pinky has said I learned 5 intelligences, which is very good, essential for a teacher. Take care of while teaching in the classroom with various students having different interests. Nice. Thank you. I learned multiple intelligences. Someone wrote there. Fine. Pranita, madam. And I also learned the obstacles and solutions for experiential learning. That's nice. Okay. Anybody would like to share?
I concur with Sudha madam's feedback. I too felt on similar lines that I didn't feel that we've spent 1.5 hours, and especially I like the the different types of intelligence. That was an eye opener. So, and even the rest of the topics discussed, they're all very interactive and very thought provoking. So thank you very much for sharing.
Yeah. Thanks for the good participation. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. So one more.
Thank you, sir, for such a wonderful session.
Thank you, ma'am.
Actually, concept-based learning was something which I was not very much convinced. Like, I mean, I always used to think on those lines, like maybe subject-based. Maybe I'm teaching science, I'll think only on those
Yes,
lines.
yes, that's true.
But this is something which I have realized now that you can work on a particular concept, and maybe it's left to you whether you pick out science in that or maths in that or language in that. It is left to the teacher. And also here we are able to recognize maybe the qualities, the intelligence of you have mentioned about the 8 intelligences. So maybe we'll be able to recognize the intelligence of a particular child.
Absolutely.
So this manner, yeah, really, it was really helpful and thought-provoking as well.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. So Divyashri has written different types of intelligence and its inclusion in various ways. Thank you, Divyashri, for your observation.
I was always interested in learning about this experiential learning, especially from Purnima ma'am, who saying about that.
Okay.
So I was very much interested in today's class, and I got a lot of information on that. But the one doubt which is still with me is that this experiential learning, taking it to a higher order of mathematics or logical teaching logic subjects like that.
See, at times, madam, let me intervene. See, there are some chapters in mathematics. They are skill based. So the children have to apply and do things. There also there are a lot of practical things brought in, but as far as possible we can try out those things. Otherwise, it's a skill. So mathematics, it is there, it is possible, but few chapters we need to think how that can be made more concrete, because all math concepts are abstract. There are several things done already, so it is possible. So think in that direction, you will get so many ideas. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for enlightening us in that direction.
Yeah, thanks. So now we'll
beautiful.
just move on. Yeah, yes, someone was telling.
Yeah, Purnima here. It was a beautiful session. I went back to the first session of yours that I and I could see, I wanted everyone to be here, right? Like together attending this session, it would have been amazing.
Yes. See, even I wanted that. So I'm not good at this virtual thing.
No, you actually made us feel as if we were there together. The interaction was very good. I would request all of you to leave your feedback in the form that I have sent, the link that I have sent. That will help us store those feedbacks. And if there are any more questions, then if not, I have one task for all of you.
Even I would like to give a task. So here is the task. So I request all of you to go home. We can't say because you are at home only. So think on this, design a task or activity for the students based on the points discussed in today's session. Take a theme and design at least 5 or 6 activities, integrating subjects, keeping in mind the learning styles and multiple intelligences. So that will help you to think in the creative way, and also your children may enjoy the tasks given to them. So I have a last word. It's a very famous saying or a quote by our former president APJ Abdul Kalam. He always says, learning gives creativity, creativity leads to thinking, thinking provides knowledge, knowledge makes you great. So with this, I would like to conclude my session. Over to Purnima madam for further instructions or whatever. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I would like to add one more point over here. See, since our sessions are going to be like online, probably in a couple of months. So I think you have taught us how to make teaching, I mean, learning rather. I would not call it as teaching now.
Yeah,
learning more interesting. Yes. So the learning interesting, online. So I never got bored. Like it was quite interesting. So probably I would like to.
Yeah, please.
The same approach. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you all. Thank you. So Purnima madam, over to you.
Thank you.
Yes.
So I would like to thank all of you because without you, the session would not have happened. So, and for a very interactive participation. So before we conclude the 3-day workshop, I would request one person from Nepal and one person from India to give an overall feedback of how the 3 days felt. So first I would request one from Nepal. Anyone from Nepal who would like to give overall feedback?
Yes, ma'am. I would like to give the feedback. So namaste on behalf of all the participants of Nepal. I'm Pranita Giri and who would like to thank the presenters. We had 3 days of workshop which started from 22nd of May till the 24th of May. These 3 days of sharing knowledge has been a good experience to learn and to know. I would like to thank Purnima ma'am for sharing her views about neurons and its importance in we as humans. Parshuram Nirala Sir's commendable experience on ESD, that is Education on Sustainable Development, helped us to revive and rejuvenate with things which will help our students to teach the motto, to learn the motto of the education has a driver for the disease. So thank you so much, sir. I would like to appreciate Pradeep sir for his active teaching on experiential learning, which is so important for an individual while talking about knowledge. So thank you so much, sir, for the different activities which were based on different multiple intelligence. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pranita ma'am, for sharing your views. I would request one person from India who would want to give a feedback. So who would want to go? It's okay, you have been talking, but again you can talk.
Namaste, madam. The 3-day workshop which was conducted in the Saturday, Sunday, Monday was very helpful in various ways. The first day, the neuroscience workshop helped us learn and refresh about how the brain works and how we can help the children to memorize or learn the concepts and make it get it to that permanent memory. And the second day, it was enlightening in another way with that. The most happening thing around the world, the sustainable environment, how to help children to get into that sustainable environment and help conserve the environment. The 3rd-day workshop was very useful for, especially for experiential learning, which is the main concept of this workshop. So it helped in various ways, like learning intelligences, various types of intelligences, and charting out the tasks for children in various ways. Thank you, madam, for a wonderful workshop.
Thank you for sharing. So I have one more request. That is, if you all can switch on your videos, we can take a group photo. I would give you a minute time if you have to get prepared to switch on the video. But it would be great if all our videos are there when we take the group photo. Okay. Thank you, all of you. So we will need your full name for the certificate. So you can leave it in the chat box, your complete name, or you can even email to our email IDs. The Nepal participants, since you have interacted and you have got email from Parshuram sir, you can write to him your full name. That is also fine. In the chat box, if you can leave your full name, I will save that so that we can mail you your certificates. And so that is from my side. I thank all of you for being here again. If Pradeep sir or Parshuram sir wants to add something over to you.
No, that's fine. It's fine. I thank all the participants and both of you, Parshuram sir and you.
Parshuram sir, you're muted.
For the initiation. Nice. Well done. Well done. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Now it's time also. But I would like to just add a few things to what Pradeep sir has said. Exactly what I wanted to do yesterday on integration was further elaborated in detail in how we should develop lessons by connecting all the subjects as far as possible. Even maths is possible, as I told you. A lot of people say, oh, maths is impossible, but maths is possible. Just to inform you, I had developed such kind of children's activities back in 2003 from grade 1 to 8, and they were published in different activities in 8 different sets. But the schools didn't accept. They didn't want to do it because they wanted to really make the children memorize everything and pass the exams with flying colors with big percentages. They didn't want to do activities those days because those days it was different. But now everybody is talking of activity-based learning, experiential learning, and now it is in demand. But I have not been able to give out to the schools because of the lockdown and the pandemic. But I can, and I've shared it with people with the schools with whom I work as a consulting person for 1 year. When they take the 1 year consulting from me, then I share those things. But still, what I would like to now say here is that experiential learning is the best learning because by hearing, children learn 11%. They just learn 11%, and we demand 100% of the results. But by showing, they learn. The data shows that 85% of the learning takes place when they see. So we have to really show them, and the 100% learning takes place when they explore. When they explore, then the 10% learning takes place. So that's the what the learning pyramid says. So today it was really insightful when Pradeep sir explained everything in detail, how we could do it. It's small things, in kitchen items and household items. So it's really wonderful. And I think the things that were put, the topics really went on well, because first things what we wanted to do is to talk about the brain, how it works, then to understand how we should take care of the environment, how we should, that's also important because in today's world. And today, actually, it came down to elaboration of the project work, and I think it worked well. That's what I felt. If we had kept Pradeep sir's session in the beginning, it would have not have been so interesting because it came in a sequence. So I think the sequencing that we did, that we discussed, really worked well. That's what I felt. So thank you so much, everybody. It was really, really interactive. Although small group, so a small group is always small, compact, and beautiful. Small is always compact and beautiful, and it's always interactive. If we had 100 people, it was never possible to speak like this. So thank you so much, everybody, and take care, and let's be safe from this deadly, invisible enemy. So it's attacking us anytime. So we have to be very, very careful. So I'm sure we will get the graph going down soon. Hopefully, with the oxygen cylinders coming in from different parts of the world, and the ventilators and the vaccine. So I hope everybody is on the vaccine. I took both the vaccines, but still we are not sure. So thank you, everybody, once again, and see you again in another workshop. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you so much.